Hogwarts Legacy Review. In almost every way, this is the Harry Potter RPG I've always wanted to play. Like many, I've been waiting for a truly excellent Harry Potter game since I was in the 3rd grade. In that time, we've gotten some respectable LEGO Potter games, an underwhelming EA Sports Quidditch game for some reason, and even suffered through the fevered nightmare that is Harry Potter Connect. But none of these has come close to fulfilling that fantasy of receiving a Hogwarts admission letter that opens the door to a secret world. With Hogwarts Legacy, I'm happy to say that we finally got a Harry Potter game that captures some of that magic. Its open-world map absolutely nails the vibe of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. It has spellcasting combat that's stupefyingly good. The characters that inhabit it are charming and unforgettable, and it is positively brimming with countless diversions to soak up dozens of hours of your time. Right in line with most Harry Potter tales before it, Legacy's plot has more holes than a fishnet stocking and sorta just expects you to accept that its magical world makes no sense. The fantastic character creator has plenty of options for your ideal witch or wizard, and soon you'll immediately become entangled in a conflict between the wizarding world and an evil goblin. On top of that, because being in a secret society of wizards is apparently not exciting enough, you soon discover that you've got some freaky supercharged magical abilities that allow you to do extra cool stuff that also isn't really explained. But once that's over with, Legacy mostly redeems itself with a fantastic cast of non-painting characters that help boil things down into a not too convoluted good guys versus bad guys conflict that ends up being an enjoyable tale, even if it's not particularly profound or original. Most characters are memorable and instantly endearing. The characters you'll spend most of your time with are the classmates who will befriend you on campus, accompany you on certain quests, and help you hone your abilities as a magic user. Most are memorable and instantly endearing, like Sebastian the cocky and morally pliable Slytherin, or Natsai the clever and unflappable Gryffindor. And spending time with them and improving your social links through their relationship questlines made my stay at Hogwarts all the more enjoyable. Unexpectedly, I even found myself looking forward to hanging out with my professors, whether it was my main man Professor Fig, who serves as both something of a mentor and as a sidekick, or the wisecracking charms teacher Professor Ronan, who made me love him mostly by making fun of me. Each of these characters feels like an indispensable piece of the school, and you can find them wandering the halls doing their thing and choose to spend time with your favorites. It's a huge and important part of the Hogwarts fantasy that Legacy just knocks out of the park. The world is packed with nearly everything I wanted in a Potter game. Even better, though, is the world itself, which is just packed with nearly everything I wanted in a Potter game and more. You'll find yourself exploring Hogwarts stone-cobbled halls and secret passageways, flying around the Forbidden Forest on a broomstick, and exploring dark caves lit by the glow of your Lumos spell. The developers at Avalanche have so brilliantly captured the look and feel of the wizarding world that I was amazed at just being there, no matter what trivial errand they had me wrapped up in. Those greatest hits include frame rate inconsistency, weird issues where the lighting switches from too dark to too bright, aggressive pop-in while moving around the map quickly, and more. There's even this weird thing where every door in Hogwarts has a brief loading screen. It's understandable since there's so much packed into this beast of an adventure. But the PS5's promises of the death of loading screens haven't quite been lived up to here, as it's clearly struggling to keep up with the spellcraft and whimsy of the wizarding world. Beyond the performance issues, Legacy is also a fairly glitchy adventure in general. You'll fall through the map sometimes, or see something get caught in the environment, or maybe even have the person you're talking to just up and walk away from you in the middle of a conversation, leaving you to speak with the empty spot they were standing in for about 2 minutes. I didn't encounter anything game-breaking or so common that you'll likely want to curse its name, but things like this do happen enough to be an irritation. Combat is fantastic, challenging, and utterly captivating. As someone who finds the wand-whipping combat in the movies fairly dull, I was very concerned about Hogwarts Legacy's ability to keep my attention after slinging spells for dozens of hours. But I can admit when I'm wrong, the combat is fantastic, challenging, and utterly captivating. There's a lot more to it than shooting balls of light out of a stick. Instead, the trick is in dodging and countering enemy attacks while pulling off creative combos. For example, you can pull enemies towards you with Accio, light them on fire with the close-range Incendio, then blow them away with the explosive Bombarda spell. Chaining together abilities to make your opponents look like complete fools never stops being amusing. Especially as you unlock talent tree perks that enhance your skills with modifiers that make your elemental spells fork to nearby enemies or transform into O attacks. Many of the combat encounters are legitimately challenging too. I died my fair share of times while trying to show off a new set of spells or neglecting to see the goblins sneaking up behind me. Improving your skills and figuring out which spells work best for you is a really entertaining process, filled with experimentation and the occasional maiming. There's even a perfect parry mechanic, which begs to be mastered by tryhards like me looking for that extra dopamine hit that comes from a timely block at the last possible second. You'll also be forced to change up your tactics regularly, since many enemies have color-coded shields that can only be broken by spells of a particular type. For example, enemies with a red shield won't be damaged until you hit them with a fire-based spell, which means you'll need to keep a few of those handy. Shielded enemies regularly force you to change your tactics. While the combat system never stops being entertaining, the creatures you fight soon run out of tricks up their sleeves. You'll see the same familiar faces a lot, as you spend an enormous amount of your time fighting dark wizards, spiders, and goblins. Every once in a while they'll trot out the same repeated troll enemy or nondescript magical suit of armor as well, but the enemy's legacy throws at you wear thin pretty quick. That's a shame, since the Harry Potter universe is known for having all manner of beasts and villains to face off against, and yet here there's practically no variety. What's especially weird is that it's not like there aren't other enemy types to be found in Legacy. You'll find giant, evil frogs and zombies roaming about. Instead, they send about 500 spiders at you in a row, which is a baffling decision. Verdict: in nearly every way, Hogwarts Legacy is the Harry Potter RPG I've always wanted to play. Its open-world adventure captures all the excitement and wonder of the wizarding world with its memorable new characters, challenging and nuanced combat, and a wonderfully executed Hogwarts student fantasy that kept me glued to my controller for dozens of hours. It's certainly weighed down by technical issues, a lackluster main story, and some poor enemy variety, but even those couldn't come close to breaking its enchanting spell over me.